a man who walked out of the jaws of death as a teenager, who rose to lead the elite guard of the Byzantine Emperor and marched all the way to Jerusalem, who built his own kingdom from nothing but sheer will, and who was such a terrifying warrior that his death is said to have ended an entire era, the Age of Vikings. His name was Harald Sigurdsson. History remembers him as Harald Hardrada, the Hard Ruler. This is the story of a man who was a king, a mercenary, and a conqueror, all in one lifetime, and whose final day became one of the most decisive days in English history. 1015 AD, Norway. Harald is born into a minor royal family. His older half-brother is Olaf II, King of Norway. When Harald is just 15, a massive battle breaks out, the Battle of Stiklestad, in 1030. Olaf is killed fighting his enemies, and Harald himself is badly wounded. But he escapes and survives. This is where his real story begins. The story of an exile, a wandering warrior desperate to reclaim his homeland. Harald travels to Kievan Rus, then onward to Constantinople, the heart of the Byzantine Empire. There, he joins the Varangian Guard, the emperor's elite bodyguard, made up largely of Norse warriors. Harald's strength and leadership are so impressive that he quickly rises to command the guard. Over the next several years, he fights in Sicily, in Bulgaria, and even reaches Jerusalem, escorting pilgrims safely. He is said to have fought in over 18 major battles and grows immensely wealthy. So much Byzantine gold that he secretly ships it back to Kievan Rus for safekeeping. But Constantinople's politics are ruthless. Legend says he clashed with Empress Zoe and was thrown in prison on false charges. He somehow escapes. Some accounts even claim he scaled a prison wall to break free. Harald returns to Kievan Rus, marries Princess Elisiv, and then heads back to Norway, this time with money and power behind him. His nephew, Magnus the Good, is ruling both Norway and Denmark at the time. Harald doesn't threaten him outright. He uses his gold cleverly to build alliances and apply pressure. Eventually, they strike a deal. Harald and Magnus will rule Norway together. But the partnership doesn't last long. Magnus dies soon after, and Harald becomes sole king of Norway in 1046. For the next 20 years, Harald rules Norway with an iron fist. This is exactly how he earns his name, Hardrada, Hard Ruler. He repeatedly tries to seize Denmark, but never fully succeeds. He is a ruthless, ambitious, and highly capable king. But there's always one more dream burning in him. In 1066, King Edward the Confessor of England dies without an heir. Harold Godwinson, an English nobleman, takes the throne. But Harald Hardrada claims England is rightfully his, based on an old agreement made decades earlier between their ancestors. So Harald sails with his largest army ever, nearly 300 ships, thousands of warriors. He wins the Battle of Fulford near York in northern England. Everything is going his way. But then Harold Godwinson, the new King of England, does something almost impossible. He marches his army from the south all the way north in just days and catches Harold completely off guard at a place called Stamford Bridge. 25th September, 1066. The Battle of Stamford Bridge. Harold's soldiers don't even have their full armor. The attack comes too fast. Still, Harold fights fiercely. But an arrow strikes him in the throat, and right there, on the battlefield, Harald Hardrada dies. This isn't just the death of a king. Historians consider it the end of the Age of Vikings, the final chapter of nearly 300 years of Viking raids and conquests. And the irony? Harold Godwinson doesn't even get time to celebrate his victory. Just 19 days later, another invader lands on England's southern coast. William, Duke of Normandy, Harold's exhausted army has to march south again, and at the Battle of Hastings, Harold himself is killed. In a single year, England faces two different conquerors and loses its king twice. Harald Hardrada, perhaps the last true warrior king of the Viking Age. A man who carved his name across three civilizations, the Byzantine Empire, Kievan Rus, and Norway, and whose death changed the course of history itself. If you like the video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe.